Get on. I got some cafe mocha. I need a little pick me up this afternoon. Some reason I need a purple rag to shine my glasses because I can't see through them. So get on in here. My hair is doing weird stuff today, but I'm not touching it. I had to put on my favorite snuggle sweater because I was cool, but I just wanted to put a blanket on. In Bible days, they wore cloaks, and the cloaks were their blankie at night. Anyway, it's kind of weird. If you take a man's cloak for a pledge, be sure and give it back to them before nightfall so they have something to sleep with. Yes, it's in the Bible. Anyway, get on in here. Get on in here. Let me get the chat up. There's my people. Happy Valentine Friday. A lot of people are going to go to dinner tonight. Yeah. Amanda, Grace, and Chris went to dinner. They got all dolled up and went to dinner on Valentine's night. And I told Robert, I said, honey, I don't want to go anywhere on Valentine's Day. We've been there, done that, and we just don't care for getting out with that search for food. We've had that search for food before on Friday nights, but I wanted to talk a little bit about piling on. Yeah, you gotta do just one more thing. I got hit with that this afternoon. I was trying to get this morning show out by 3:30, and I just need to do one more thing, just one more thing, and that's our perfectionism. Instead of stopping, you know, I'm needing to go pee, and instead of just getting up and going to pee, I thought, well, I'll do one more thing. I'll flip the water on while I go to the bathroom, and I left my phone and my cup by my computer and just do one more thing. So I put my sweater on to get warm and snuggly, and so I need to do one more thing. I had marla hair all over it, and gray hair on a black sweater just shows up. So looked underneath my bathroom sink. I got a lint roller under there, and I lint rolled my sweater so that it would look better on camera. Just one more thing. One more thing. And I thought, well, I can't go in there without some kind of coffee or tea or something. So I went in there. I had the water going. It was just hot enough. I made me a cup of cafe mocha, grabbed my phone, and headed in here. But I had to do one more thing. One more thing. So sometimes we just need to stop and not do one more thing. Just get up and do the next thing you need to do. But don't pile on. Don't make it hard on yourself to get in here and do a show. I wanted to talk about, today's clean out your purse day. And yesterday, my purse is little. It's this big. But when Ben passed away, I didn't have anything. I didn't have the heart in me to go through his wallet. I just didn't. And I put it at the end of the organ because Justin brought it to me the other day. And I just sat there and looked at it. And I got to thinking, Marla, you need to go through this and see what's in there. Maybe his whole last year of his life, I was involved in just about all of it, even though we weren't together because of the lockdowns. I was still involved in all of it. And so it was thick too. He had a big old fat wallet. And it wasn't just a little bitty wallet. It was like a bifold wallet that was this long and this narrow. And first thing I saw in there was his driver's license, and he worked hard to get those driver's license back. He had to pay for special insurance and just all kinds of things, and he was so happy to get his driver's license. I mean, that was the key for me to get to go home, was him having a driver's license. And he went through all his chemo treatments, but he kept every appointment card. His wallet was full of appointment cards for this, that, and the other thing. And just thickness of these appointment cards. Just get rid of them. Put them on your calendar. You don't have to hold on to all of them. And it was just sad that was all that was left of Ben, was his wallet. His wallet. We gave him a good send-off, and half the people there got sick with COVID. I couldn't go. So, y'all, we put things off and we put things off, and then we pile on by doing one more thing. I got to do one more thing, got to do one more thing. And it makes us late. So don't do this to yourself. Don't do it. I really want to sip a cafe mocha. There's nothing like chocolate and coffee together. Oh, yeah. Robert's gone to the basement. Let me tell you what he learned today. He's been putting. Now, I got a Bubba truck. Robert and I got this Bubba truck. And, you know, we didn't need a truck. We could got by with one car. But I started looking at trucks on Marketplace, and there was this white pickup truck. I used to have a white pickup truck. I think it was like a 68 something. But I drove this white pickup truck, and it was fun. Well, it's been a long time ago, but it was fun. And thing about old trucks, you can't hurt them. You just can't hurt them. And you have to. But this is a Bubba truck, so it was high. And I remember when Michelle and I would go places with Eric, he kept a step stool in the back of the truck so that Michelle and I could get up in the truck. It's just the funniest thing. Well, Robert bought us some step stools. We're the same height. And yesterday it took him 2 hours to install the driver's side step rail. And he's figured out how to get up in there. You put your left foot on the step, you pull yourself up, and then you sling your right foot in. And today he put in the other side, and it only took him an hour. He said, I guess I can still learn things. Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Welcome, Dawn. Welcome. How far are you from Gary and Cassie Walker? I think they're in Locust Grove. Anyway, I follow them. They got calves coming. I can't wait to see Blackberry's calf. And I feel like y'all feel about me. The podcasters I follow: Doss Farms, Grandpa Doss, Matt's Way, K&S Get Out. I love all that whole family. And then there's Cassie Walker, and Ranger has a channel. He's old enough to have his own little channel. He's cute with the things that he does. He's a good videographer and editor. And Gary, he's a stay-at-farm dad. He quit his day job just because Cassie gives him a lot of jobs to be able to work, as she's an athletic director at the kids' school. And then we got the Coghill family. And Brooke has not been well. She still she doesn't complain. She does all kinds of stuff, but she went out today and she found a nest of emu eggs. And they look like dinosaur eggs. I don't know what a dinosaur eggs look, but they're dark green and speckled. They look alien. There was 4 or 5 in this nest, and she didn't dare touch them. She didn't want to do anything that would keep the male is the one that sits on the eggs, and Nugget has just been raised from a little tiny thing, and they just don't think that Nugget knows to sit on the eggs. Don't know if they're fertile, nothing. But to incubate emu eggs, it's a mess. It's a lot of stuff to it. Well, today they found this nest and they were just blown away by these eggs on the farm. And they have geese eggs, and they have all kinds of eggs on this farm. The geese will lay eggs everywhere. But you just want to see a baby emu. Robert went to Tractor Supply a while ago, and I said, if they got baby chicks, will you take some pictures of some baby chicks for me? He said, no baby chicks. No baby chicks. So, y'all, I know how y'all feel about me because I feel the same way about the families that I follow on YouTube. It's comforting. And we get to pray for each other. We get to do lots of things. And it's comforting to be a part of their family. They don't know me from Adam. They don't even know who Fly Lady is. But guess what? It's okay. It's okay. They don't have to know. But every once in a while I'll comment on something and somebody will say, Are you Fly Lady? And I'll say, yeah, but don't tell them. So what I'm getting at from these just one more thing. That's our perfectionism. Just want to do one more thing. And finally, we just have to stop that vicious cycle and just say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that to myself anymore. I'm going to take the time to do what I really need to do right now, go potty. And then I fixed me a cup of cafe mocha, grabbed my phone, and came back here. And I thought, well, I'm running really late, and I was 3 minutes after. I was a little late, but not like I have been in the past. But we don't have to pile on. Oh, and Amanda Grace and Chris, they got 2 new animals at the sanctuary, and one of them is an African tortoise. And there's a lady who got one of those when little bitty tortoise, and he's 100 and something pounds now. But they rescue Amanda Grace rescues animals, and they've built a pen for this tortoise inside. I think it's in the basement that is for his wintertime enclosure, and in the summertime they'll have an outdoor enclosure with a covered area. And it was so sweet seeing this tortoise. They named him Noah because they can live to be 120 years old. And it took Noah 100 years to build the ark. I think that's about 100 years to build the ark. We get in a hurry sometimes, and God doesn't get in a hurry. He does not get in a hurry. We need to pay attention to that. It's all in God's time. It may not be on our time, but it's on God's time. And then they got a horse, and his name is Prince, and he's 31 years old. And he's the prettiest thing. He is just the prettiest thing. And I've never been a horse person. I fell off a horse when I was 6 years old and didn't care to ever get on one again. And then I got on one again and it jumped a ditch with me, and I didn't know how to ride a horse. Now I've been on horses with Eric before, and I'm not it's just really, I feel sorry for the horse if I'm on its back. So folks, quit piling on. Quit making it harder on yourself to do the things that you need to do. Stop it. Just one more thing. I got to do this first. But first I got to do that. You know all the signals. My sister Susan is in Sacramento, California. She's working with this ministry. Let me see if I can find it for you. I mean, I don't know how she does it. She's just amazing. Let me see if I hit this. It's Hit the Streets in Sacramento, California. And it's today and tomorrow. And they're going to be ministering to people in the street. I thought they had a website, Healing Hands Global, Unleashing the Power of Jesus Worldwide. I don't have a link to show you, to a website, but she got there okay. I think she was a little anxious, might have been some bad weather flying out there, but she finally landed and sent me a text saying she'd gotten there. Do it now, charity donation drop off. That's the way to do it, Sage. That is the way to do it. Because if you don't take it to the car and don't drop it off, it's going to stay in the car or it's going to stay by your front door. And I make it easy on myself by putting things in fabric bags. I don't need to have the bags back, but it makes it easier to carry it to the car where I can see where I'm stepping. Susan, Susan is a minister. Patty has a doctorate in Christian psycho, Christian counseling. She worked hard for that. 10 years she worked to get that degree. So today I've been sort of cleaning house on my phone. Since the Super Bowl, everything that pops up in my shorts is Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Now, I followed Taylor since she was a little girl, since she was a 13-year-old going from record studio to record studio. We were recording back then in Nashville, and we heard about Taylor dropping off her little demo tapes and all this stuff, and we followed her, and she made it into country music. Toby Keith believed in her and signed her to her first record deal. And Toby had an interesting little God rest his soul, little record label. He liked to make sure that the songwriters did well. Anyway, she turned and became a pop star, and I really haven't followed her. But all of a sudden, since the Super Bowl, that's all I see. That's all I see in my feed. So I just went in and started at the top of each little short. You can say, don't recommend this channel again. Don't recommend this channel. And that's what I did for about 30 minutes, is just not to recommend anything with Travis. Now, I don't have a problem with them and their lives. It's just I'm not going to watch them. I barely watched the Super Bowl. We got in 4 minutes till the end of the regular time, and then we watched the overtime. But I don't want to see them every other thing that pops up in my newsfeed. So when I started getting rid of things, oh my goodness, the stuff I really love started coming into my into my YouTube feed. And the first thing that popped up that I hadn't seen in a long time was one of my favorite hymns, "To God Be the Glory." And I shared it on my community page. So y'all, there's 111 people in there right now. There's Miss Conda. God gets all the glory, y'all. So I cleaned out this feed, that this algorithm that gives me things to look at, and I cleaned out Travis and Taylor. Cleaned it all out. It's not something I want. I don't want to see her interviewed. I just want them to live their lives, and I don't want to see it. And I don't want to see it on my news feed. And that it has nothing to do with anything, but I want to see the things that lift me up. Lift me up. I want my Gaither family. I want to see Mark Lowry and listen to beautiful praise music or old hymns. And this is what I love to work, the music I love to work with. So, folks, we can do this. We don't have to pile on anymore. We can do the things that we need to do to take care of us and to make our lives easier. Yeah, put things in a bag so that you can carry them to the car easier. That helps you to go one more step to do what you need to do, instead of saying, "Oh, I don't have time to get those to the car. I need somebody to help me, blah blah blah." I think I heard my dog bark at the front door. Robert threw her out because she was misbehaving. He was trying to take a nap, and you know what he did? He said, "She can't bother me in the basement." So I cleaned out my newsfeed by blocking the things that I don't want to see anymore. How many schoolhouses can you watch that they're turning into a home? There's one in Indiana and another one someplace else, and I don't want to see any more remodeling. I had enough of my own 24 years ago. Been there, done that. Anyway, folks, are you Marla? Yeah, that's who I am. Who'd you think I was? That's a funny question. I never had that question before. Vicky Knight. I don't know who Vicky Knight is, but hey, yep, that's me. As for the SPCA, I will never give them another dime. I found out how much money they spend on their executives and how much actually goes to the animals. You can do the research on any of this for any charity. And I recommend you do that. Yeah, I had a rule when I took things to the thrift store. I couldn't take anything home. I couldn't even look. Where do I get on your daily things to do feed? You sign up for our emails. Go to flylady.net. In the upper left-hand corner, you'll see get our emails. And that's where we send out the flight plan and the morning musing and ask Fly Lady question. And this afternoon, I've sent out a President's Day sale. So get signed up for our messages. There's my Fly Lady behind me. She's right behind me. When I do my shorts, she's kind of sitting on this shoulder. That way it has to change. That way it has to go to the puppies. Flylady.net. Yep. That's our website. Patty posted a link to our sign up page. God gets all the glory, y'all. Well, folks, we'll do a marathon tomorrow at 11 a.m. Yeah, I think donating to local shelters is a good deal. That's where we got Tulip, at our local shelter. And that was 5 years ago. We got Tulip. She was part of a litter of about 7 or 8. She was the only female in the litter. And she loved Robert right off the bat. She's just a little bitty thing. And she started untying his shoestrings. Yes, Eastern time. And she started untying his shoestrings. And I said, honey, I think that's our dog. And he said, I think you're right. So we took her home. And she's been our dog ever since. So do the happy weekend dance and celebrate. Celebrate. Let's see. Is one of your sisters still in Birmingham with Love Lady? Yeah. Yeah, she goes to court with them and does all kinds of things. She's in Sacramento this weekend. So y'all be good, kind, and sweet. Be good to yourself. Be kind to others. And let the joy and sweetness that is in your heart show the world who you are, a child of the Most High, the only living God in the universe. And I'm going to go read Isaiah. Yep, Isaiah. You know, I think it's Isaiah, has 66 chapters in the book. I think that's right. Let me see. 66 chapters. Anyway, yeah, and it pretty much maps out the whole Bible. It's interesting, y'all. So get into your Bible, read. TG would say, Uh, GKS, or maybe he would say BGKS. He would just put the initials in when he would remind me. So y'all be good, kind, and sweet. My husband used to donate blood. I can't do it. I have weird veins, and he got sick donating blood. He really did, and I know it's a good thing to do. Patty donates and Jessica donates, but he got anemic, and he didn't know what was going on. The Love Lady Thrift. Sometimes Susan works there when they need somebody at the Love. They've got BK, BGK, and S. That's exactly how he did it, Sage. And Psalms 91 every day. Yeah. Jessica got anemic too. Jessica would give when she really didn't need to give, because Jessica has a needed blood type. It's a universal donor. Yeah, we all miss TG. He's with Gloria now. And they're singing songs of praise. I'm telling you. Anyway, folks. That's just weird. I've never seen. This is the books of the Bible. I've never seen this picture on my phone do that. It's just, it's like a light going up to heaven. Look at that. I was listening to Todd Coconato on an interview just a while ago, and he said an angel came. He almost died. He was stabbed, and an angel stood at the foot of his bed, and he was 9 feet tall. Can you imagine seeing an angel? I've never seen one. Um, Amanda Grace has seen one. Tim Sheets has seen. He sees them in the church all the time. Yeah, we all looked forward to TG in the chat. And Peter comes in now. But TG, he was wise. He had lots of good things to say to people. And y'all do too. But we don't have men that show up in our chat very often. And I'm very used to, when we did live call-in shows, I would be leery of any guy that called in. Well, y'all, I will see you later. I got to get the flight plan out. Got to do one more thing. Love you all. Bye. 111 people. That's